Good evening. Members of the 180th entering class of the College of the Holy Cross, welcome. As most of you know, my name is Kevin Hamilton.
And I am Allison Leahy, and we are members of the Gateway's Orientation Central Staff. Welcome to your first year Convocation.
And I must say, you are a very well-dressed class. I will now invite you to stand to welcome the procession.
President Rougeau, Senior Vice President Murray, Dean Gettleman, Chaplains Amondi and Davis, parents and friends watching online, and especially you, the members of the class of 2027. It is my honor, and as Provost and Dean of the College, to welcome you to this evening's convocation. We have something in common. Like you, I've recently arrived on Mount St. James, and I'm thrilled to be here with you. However, this is also a homecoming for me. Since I sat in these very pews 31 years ago as a new member of the class of 1995. a bit nervous about the days ahead. So, for me, Holy Cross is both warmly familiar and strikingly new. Please accept my most sincere welcome into the Holy Cross community. You belong here, and you will always have a home here. So you might wonder just what it is that a provost does. So as the chief academic officer of the college, my job as your provost is to work with our wonderful faculty and staff to offer a world-class learning experience for you, our students. This is a special honor for me, since it was here at Holy Cross that I came to understand my own calling to service as a scholar and an educator, working to enable others to flourish according to their own conceptions of the good. Simply put, our shared love of learning is at the heart of our academic community. Your growth and exploration as a student lies at the very center of what we do here. In particular, I discovered here at Holy Cross that learning happens best in community, among and with others who push you and support you. Here, I had so many professors whose example I try to emulate to this very day. Former professors who are now colleagues like Noel Carey and Beth Sweeney, who asked a lot of us, but never let us think we weren't up to the challenge. Even though I was once in your shoes, this still does feel new to me. So please accept my request to walk with you as a newcomer. Let us discover new friends. Let us encounter new ideas and challenge familiar ones. Let us do brave and bold work in the service of justice as people for and with others. Finally, let us always make room for curiosity, the prime mover of true discovery and the key to humility and openness. What are you curious about? This is one of my favorite questions to ask students, simple as the question may be. You might be curious about why profound social and economic inequality persists within otherwise prosperous nations. You might be curious about how complex proteins form from a chain of amino acids. Or you might be curious about how AI can accurately predict how complex proteins form from a chain of amino acids. Or you might be curious about how contemporary sacred music captures a long devotional tradition and also makes space for innovation. You might be curious about how your roommate can have such a profoundly different worldview from yours, or about how to navigate the moral ambiguities we confront every day. Or you may just be curious about where the best coffee is on campus. Curiosity is the precondition for discovery and learning, but also for dialogue and recognition of the other. It seems especially appropriate that we gather here in this magnificent space of contemplation and devotion to begin our walk forward together. As hectic as these opening days are, and as hectic as college life can be, I hope that we will also make time for stillness, seeking a quietness of mind that can open into more profound insights. I first read Tintern Abbey, William Wordsworth's great lyric poem of transcendence, in a seminar here at Holy Cross. For Wordsworth, contemplation and stillness is the precursor to illumination. As he writes, "We are laid asleep in body and become a living soul, with an eye made quiet by the power of harmony and the deep power of joy, we see into the life of things." We, the faculty and staff, are here to walk with you in companionship as guides to help you see into the life of things. So, let's begin. It is now my pleasure to introduce two of your classmates, Marcus Nanasinkum and Cassidy Shea, who will share with you some of the many achievements of the class of 2027.
As new members of the Holy Cross community, we are committed to the search for meaning and value in all human experience. We will be asked to contemplate many questions about the world and 3 questions about ourselves. Who am I? Who do I want to become? Who shall I be for others?
So let us begin this convocation by finding out more about who we are as a class.
We come from 531 different high schools, nearby, across the United States, and around the globe. 30 of us live less than 5 miles away from campus. 23 of us live more than 5,000 miles away. Our home countries include Austria, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, China, Japan, Nicaragua, Singapore, Sweden, Switzerland, the United Kingdom, and Vietnam.
We are citizens of Australia, Azerbaijan, Bahamas, Brazil, Canada, Colombia, the Czech Republic, France, Germany, Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, Ireland, Italy, Jamaica, Japan, Kenya, Lebanon, Mexico, Nigeria, Peru, the Philippines, Poland, Portugal, Singapore, Spain, the United Kingdom, and the United States.
We speak 33 languages, including Albanian, Arabic, Armenian, Azerbaijani, Croatian, English, French, German, Greek, Haitian Creole, Hebrew, Hindi, Indonesian, Japanese, Kirundi, Korean, Mandarin, Polish, Portuguese, Punjabi, Romanian, Russian, Serbian, Somali, Spanish, Swahili, Swedish, Tagalog, Twi, Urdu, Vietnamese, and Yoruba.
We gather from many faith traditions. Our experiences include serving as mosque teachers, youth deacons, peer ministers, retreat leaders, altar servers, acolytes, and Eucharistic ministers. One of us attended madrasa to learn how to read the Quran and learn the history of the Islamic faith.
Many of us have become leaders in the work of building bridges between races, faiths, and communities.
We volunteer in our communities. 15 of us are Eagle Scouts. One of us raised $800,000 for cancer research. Another supported Navajo Native Americans of New Mexico by selling reservation-grown pumpkins. And another played games with and wrote letters to the elderly during COVID.
We are passionate about making the world a better place. We want to be actors, doctors, lawyers, genetic counselors, and teachers. Just as many of us came here to discover what we want to be.
In order to figure out our futures, some of us have already interned as zoo camp counselors, physical therapy aides, researchers, and in psychiatric emergency service. One of us has worked with the FBI through a teen academy, and another worked for a state commission for suicide prevention.
We have also worked as sailing instructors, data analysts, snack bar employees, landscapers, farm stand workers, EMTs, pizza makers, and e-commerce shoppers. One of us is even a master fryer of lumpia and turon. If we are lucky, we all may get to try these great Filipino desserts.
We are already developing our talents as scientific researchers, using quantum mechanics to study the hydrogen evolution reaction, studying chromosome inheritance through genetic sequencing, and monitoring horseshoe crab populations at a local beach.
We have explored the fields of computer science, technology, and math. One of us founded a 3D printing business. Another graduated from space camp and touched a piece of the moon. We have managed fantasy teams and ranked in the top 1% of the world. And one of us founded a Girls Who Code club.
Many of us are passionate about the arts. We are Polish folk dancers, Irish step dancers, ukulele, trombone, and flute players. We have performed at Carnegie Hall, created a mariachi group, and edited a photo book called A Window into Vietnam. And one of us has made inroads into reading all the classics of Western literature.
This is also a room full of athletes. We are pickleball players, skateboarders, alpine ski racers, cricket players, taekwondo competitors, field hockey, football, baseball, and basketball players, track stars, swimmers, and surfers. We have won championships and awards. One of us was even a junior Olympic gymnast at the age of 7.
We even have a second place winner in their high school belly flop contest.
The environment is important to us. One of us was the president of the Climate Action Club. Others have farmed, harvested honey from a family beehive, or inspired peers to sign the Cool 19 pledge to adopt a green lifestyle.
Our families are tremendously important to us. We have cared for siblings and prepared meals for grandparents. We have been translators and interpreters for loved ones. We helped with homework, cleaning, and packing lunches. Keeping in touch with those we love will always remain important.
We have indicated that we bring a strong work ethic, a passion for helping others, and a motivation to find joy in life and beauty in others.
We have more to learn about one another and look forward to doing that together.
As two of your classmates, we are excited to learn more about the talents and gifts our class brings and are eager to see who we will become over these next 4 years and the rest of our lives. Welcome, class of 2027.
And now let us have a prayer of thanksgiving. You may just bow your heads. God of love, as we gather at the beginning of a new academic year, we come before you with gratitude for the class of 2027. We give thanks for their varied gifts and talents, their diverse life experiences, the joys and challenges they faced, and the countless ways you have been and continue to be at work in their lives. Bless these students as they begin their first semester together at Holy Cross. May their hearts and minds always be open to your call and to the needs of those around them. And may they be courageous and compassionate in their discernment.
Bless their families and friends, teachers and mentors, and all whose encouragement, wisdom, and love have helped shape them into the people they are and the people they are becoming. And may we begin this new year with a spirit of curiosity, hope, and solidarity, ready to support and uplift one another so that we can grow and learn together in service of your world and your people. We ask all this in your holy name. Amen.
Members of the class of 2027, this evening, you begin your academic life at the College of the Holy Cross. Welcome. We are so glad that you are here. So now that you are here, what have we gathered to do? We can think about that question in several ways. First, with respect to the word itself, convocation. Derived from the Latin word convocare, to call together, we call forth our new students in community with faculty, staff, and more senior students to initiate a new academic year. But etymology only gets us so far. We are also here for community building and to introduce you to some of our traditions. The words, songs, and rituals that we share tonight are yours now. Ceremonies like this help build a coherent sense of identity, as some 800 students from over 500 unique high schools compose a singular class. As you heard earlier, you hail from 14 different countries with fluency in over 33 languages. As applicants, you shared passionately about your interests, from starting the Taylor Swift Club after high school to working with Worcester's superintendent to better meet youth needs. Now, as classmates, each one of you will contribute and shape this diverse and talented new class. Importantly, we come together to learn more about each other. Earlier, you shared a bit about your gifts and listened as your classmates shared who they are. Our Jesuit tradition encourages us, as educators, to truly learn who you are and support you in feeling understood by others. Understandably, this will take some time. Tonight, you sit in this new space surrounded by new friends and faces. For many of you, Worcester is a new city. I remember how unfamiliar much of this felt when I joined this community just 2 years ago. And I assure you that this will soon feel more like home. So we called, you answered, and we all gathered. This is just the beginning. We will continue this sharing of ourselves and calling on each other in ways big and small throughout these 4 years. These calls are an invitation to participate and hopefully find a deeper sense of purpose and belonging. The emphasis here at Holy Cross is on engaging in a transformational experience, not rushing to a final destination. Some learning environments thrive on competition and exclusivity, ranking and reducing the experience of learning and individual growth to a leaderboard of concrete accomplishments. Now, don't get me wrong, we're proud of our rankings here too. But as the only Jesuit college in the country that's exclusively undergraduate, we know that serving as people for and with others is the foundation of our inclusive academic excellence. Here, we embrace the richness of learning and living in community. We are here for each other and for our wider world. We seek justice within our campus and beyond. This shared experience works. The last 180 years of Holy Cross are a testament to that. Our emphasis on dialogue, community, individual transformation, and service has been tested by pandemics, global conflicts, and transformations in the church, our society, and our student body. Yet these traditions and our community remain steadfast. For the next few weeks, we will keep calling you together at events, in orientation, for meals, learning, and bonding. Soon, you will not need our call to gather anymore. Perhaps some of your expectations for the road ahead have been shaped by pop culture. From shows like Grownish to the always trending TikToks of Greek life and fraternity and sorority rush, college occupies a significant space in our collective imaginations. Take these tales with a large grain of salt. Maybe they offer perspective, but certainly not instruction. These next 4 years are yours to shape and to define for yourself as part of your class and as part of this larger community. Start by showing up, attending your classes, and connecting with your hallmates and peers in your Montserrat clusters is a good first step. But don't stop there. There are many welcoming communities within our campus community. Consider what activities and leadership positions might suit the gifts you just shared. If you cannot find it, create it and invite others to participate. For quieter voices, set a goal to speak up somewhere about something that matters to you this semester. For more confident voices, develop your practice of active listening for someone else. Explore opportunities for solitude and contemplation through our wellness programs or off campus at the Joyce Contemplative Center. Seize invitations to be together and to have fun. Learn from our incredible educators, not just in the disciplines where you feel most comfortable. Explore new opportunities and ways of thinking. In this way, we hone our talents and expand our worldview. Here, we will encourage you to embrace learning as a lifelong practice and indulge your curiosity. You will develop the skills to ask great questions and construct thoughtful responses. Remain open to the changes that will occur in your life and identity over the next 4 years. Then, bring all this forth to new communities that you will find and form in the future. This is just the beginning, so take extra care to be kind and patient as you adjust. Know that you can be open and honest with yourself and with others here. You have so much to contribute, just as you are. Look around for just a moment. Look at your classmates sitting with you. In a moment's time, you will officially matriculate as members of the class of 2027, surrounded by incredible people ready to share this experience. I know that you will support each other as you find your way. Welcome home.
Here is a story to break your heart. Are you willing? These two sentences are from the beginning of a poem by Mary Oliver that I read in my Montserrat. You might have mixed feelings about your Montserrat. Mine was not my first choice either, yet these lines have remained with me 3 years later. Why am I starting with a poem about breaking your heart? What does breaking your heart open help you achieve anyways? A heart broken open is vulnerable and seeks out the uncomfortable, which is better than a heart left closed. This was the best advice I could have received as a first-year student. A heart broken open comforts a friend through homesickness and affirms them by sharing their own experiences of loneliness. A heart broken open approaches difficult conversations with understanding. A heart broken open reaches for every opportunity on campus and encourages classmates around them to do the same. Are you willing? Breaking your heart open is one of the best ways to achieve transformative growth. Despite my friend's fear of failure, she trained hard and made the crew team. Another confronted his stage fright by playing at Battle of the Bands and received a standing ovation from the crowd. Breaking your heart open frees yourself towards caring, trying, and thinking about things you never cared about before. It reorients your perception of what you previously thought was possible. Setbacks and challenges become less catastrophic when they teach you something new about yourself. The worst case scenario is not so terrible when you can always try again or pivot your energy to something completely different. Are you willing? Some of you may be thinking, I don't need to change. And others may be doubting your abilities as you heard about the many talents of your classmates. Discussing that poem in my Montserrat first broke my classmates open to get beyond both these traps. It finally gave some of us the space to talk about our self-doubt about coming from less fancy schools or not looking like the stereotypical Holy Cross student. Hearts broken open helped me realize I was not alone in these feelings. We shared how these negative thoughts limited us from reaching our fullest potential and decided not to let these challenges drag us down. With an open heart, I was inspired to serve the community in any way I could. What started with a Montserrat community-based learning experience of tutoring high school students resulted in becoming a Holy Cross writing mentor. Exposure to policy through student government led me to intern in Washington, D.C. to learn more about national advocacy. Opportunities once out of reach became attainable once I stopped letting the possibility of being told no bother me. My 18-year-old self did not think I was confident enough to live in another country thousands of miles away from family. I thought it might get in the way of my chance of law school admission, one of my biggest dreams. I created a neatly packaged version of my future with little desire to unravel it. I had not yet realized I could pursue law while also developing a global perspective or becoming more adventurous. Looking around the chapel, I see highly ambitious students, athletes, community organizers, and even my sister, all eager to be involved. Yet, I know that pressures to declare major and discern what success means to you can also feel restricting. Perhaps you are determined to follow a pre-law or a pre-med track. Or you'd find choosing any single interest to be an arduous task. Let me be the first senior to reassure you. At Holy Cross, you do not have to commit to a single path. It is more likely that your path will have many zigzags, twists, and turns. Your talents do not need to fit into a box. Are you willing? As you walk out these doors today, take solace in uncertainty and be willing to embrace unforeseen pathways. There is no formula for succeeding at Holy Cross, but practicing openness day to day makes it easier to be bold in the defining moments. Start by introducing yourself to your professor during office hours or to the upperclassmen sitting next to you in class. Join a club you've never tried before, or even take the initiative to start your own. Find ways to become more reflective by inviting your friends to open up and talk about the good, the bad, and the in-betweens of your first year. These small actions will prepare you for success during your time at Holy Cross and also for a lifetime of discernment. I began where Mary Oliver started her poem, and there is no better way to end than where she finishes. Class of 2027, I tell you this to break your heart, by which I mean only that it break open and never close again to the rest of the world. Thank you.
Please stand. The Holy Cross mission statement, printed on the back page of this program, commits the faculty, staff, and students who comprise our community to a shared commitment to excellence and mutual support. The mission statement is foremost statement of what it means to be Holy Cross.
As new members of the Holy Cross community, it is our turn, like students before us, to recite the pledge printed on the right-hand side of your program. It is our half of a covenant with the rest of the Holy Cross community. We commit ourselves to be learners to the fullest extent. All right. Y'all gotta say it with us too. Let's go. All right. We
commit ourselves to be learners to the fullest extent possible, to take intellectual and creative risks, to recognize that ambiguity and uncertainty are part of learning, to abide by the rules of academic honesty. We commit ourselves to strive to grow spiritually, to ask deeper questions about meaning and purpose, to be reflective about who we are and how much we have been given, and to work for others to improve the world. We commit ourselves to shape a community of respect at Holy Cross, to behave in ways that show respect for ourselves and all those we encounter, no matter our differences, and to support and positively challenge one another in all that we shall do from this day forward.
Speaking for the faculty, staff, and administrators, we commit ourselves in turn to helping you fulfill this covenant. We promise to work diligently to assist you in finding, developing, and living up to your full potential. We cannot do this without your full cooperation and commitment, but you should know that we are committed to doing our share. As you've already learned during orientation, we're going to ask each of you to participate in a ritual that is aimed at helping you be more attentive to what it will take to achieve your full potential. St. Ignatius's autobiography tells how, as he prepared to set out on his new life, he realized he needed to give up his noble clothes and even his sword to be free enough to follow the call he felt. He left his sword, which symbolized his whole life beforehand, in front of the altar at Montserrat. We didn't allow you to bring swords to campus, and swords may not even symbolize what it is you need to be free of to fulfill your promise. But we would like you to take the small stone you will soon be given and let it symbolize the very specific things that you need to give up to find yourself. Think carefully about what the stone symbolizes in your own life. If you don't yet know what you give up, then at least ask for the desire to find out, and think of that as you leave the stone before the altar on the way out.
As Dean Gettleman indicated, the Holy Cross faculty, staff, students, and administrators are deeply committed to helping you fulfill the covenant you have made here today. We will support you as you live up to the potential that is so very apparent here. In a moment, we will process out, and as the banners lead the way, please stay in your pews and wait for an usher to direct you. Before you leave your pew, you will be given a small, smooth stone. The ushers will show you where, as St. Ignatius left his sword behind to be free to start his great journey, you can leave that small symbolic stone to represent anything it is you need to let go of to begin your great journey. As you hold this stone in your hand, let it observe whatever it is you need to give up and the ways you need to ask for help. When you exit the chapel to walk to Kimball Dining Hall to continue our celebration at the President's Banquet, you will pass between two lines of faculty, staff, and students who are here to cheer you on today. In 4 short years, they will form a similar line at your commencement, where they will congratulate you for the journey of achievement that you are beginning today. At this time, I ask the students sitting in the center aisle seat of your pews to please reach underneath and pick up a small bag of stones, and please take 1 stone and then pass the bag to your classmates. Does everybody have their stone? Okay. Class of 2027, your 4 years at the College of the Holy Cross have now officially begun. May these years, May these years be filled with joy, friendship, and growth. Congratulations.